I still remember the day I got fired. It was a Tuesday. The kind of Tuesday where the sky is gray, your coffee tastes like regret, and your inbox is already full before you even log in. I was working in a mid-sized finance firm in Chicago. Cubicles, fake smiles, and espresso machines no one knew how to clean. I wasn't the guy who rocked the boat. I did my job, kept my head down, made spreadsheets look like modern art. Then came her Natalie, new hire, fresh out of grad school, bright eyes, nervous smile, and a magnet for unwanted attention. The boss, let's call him Brad, because of course his name was Brad, was the kind of guy who thought every woman in a pencil skirt owed him a thank you note just for breathing the same air. At first it was just comments. Then it became touches. The office knew, everyone saw. But they did that thing people do when something's too uncomfortable to acknowledge. They turned their necks just enough to look busy. Me? I did something stupid. I spoke up, told Brad to back off, told HR, filed a report. Guess what HR did? Filed it. Right into the trash. 3 days later, I was let go. Restructuring, they said. Yeah, restructuring my life into a disaster. Now here's where it gets good. I go to my brother's house. Because, blood is thicker than corporate betrayal, right? Wrong. My older brother Derek has been waiting for me to fail since 1998. He's a partner at a big firm, wears suits even at brunch, married to a woman who laughs like a car alarm, and he lives in a mansion that smells like imported wood and silent judgment. I tell him everything, the firing, the harassment, the HR joke, and Derek. He laughs, full-blown, nose-snorting, chair-slapping laughter. Wow, he says. You threw away your career for a girl who probably won't even remember your name in a year. He pours himself scotch at 3 p.m. Offers me a sip like he's doing charity. You were always the idealist, he says, smirking. Always chasing causes. Never cash. I sit there, sipping his 12-year-old disappointment, wondering if I've actually hit rock bottom, or if there's still an elevator down. He tells me I can crash in his guest house, until I figure things out. Translation: until I accept that I'm the loser of the family. That night, lying on a too-soft bed, staring at the ceiling, I made a decision. If Derek wanted to laugh at me, fine, let him. But he wasn't going to laugh forever, because I wasn't just going to get back on my feet. I was going to make him choke on that scotch. You see, I had something Derek didn't. Something he never saw coming. And her name was Natalie. Revenge isn't about rage, it's about patience. The kind of patience that simmers slowly, like a stew of shame, sarcasm, and silent plotting. I spent the first week in Derek's guest house pretending to be broken. I wore sweatpants, watched reality TV, and muttered things like maybe I'll start a podcast. He bought it. Of course he did. Derek never saw me as a threat. To him, I was the soft-spoken little brother who colored inside the lines, the one who wrote poems in high school and cried when our dog died. But I had something now, something sharper than a resume or a Harvard degree. I had leverage, remember Natalie? Yeah, she remembered me. Turns out after I got fired, she quit too, filed her own report. Of course, nothing happened. Brad kept his job. HR kept their silence. But Natalie, she kept everything. Screenshots, messages, security footage. Even a secret recording of Brad making comments so disgusting I felt like I needed a chemical shower just hearing them. We met for coffee. Well, she had coffee. I had vengeance. I told her what happened, told her how I was fired, told her how my brother laughed like it was a stand-up special. She looked at me and said, let's ruin all of them. Game on. Step 1. Expose Brad. But not just to HR, to everyone. Natalie uploaded the files to a private cloud. I built a little website. Clean, anonymous. And one very well-timed mass email later, Brad's name was trending. By noon, his LinkedIn was a digital crime scene. By 5, he was resigning to spend more time with his family. Which was weird because he didn't have a family. Corporate justice? Not quite. But it was a start. Now for Derek. The golden boy. The one who told me I was an idiot for helping a woman in need. The one who laughed over scotch like my morals were a punchline. I needed something personal. Something poetic. That's when Natalie said, "Did you know your brother used to email Brad?" My eyebrows raised. Apparently Derek and Brad were in the same college frat. Old buddies. Still emailed from time to time. She forwarded me one. Derek called me a bleeding heart who thinks life is a courtroom drama. Said I got what I deserved. Said some women ask for it anyway. That last line. It lit something in me. Something old. Something sharp. So I replied, from Derek's email. Yes, I hacked it. No, I don't feel bad. I wrote to his boss. Confessed to helping Brad cover up a situation. Attached some of those lovely files from Natalie. Just enough to spark doubt. Then I leaked it. Anonymously, of course. Reddit, Twitter, Glassdoor. Boom. By the time Derek's firm called him in for a conversation, I was already packing my bags. He stormed into the guest house, red-faced, veins popping. Screamed something about betrayal. Asked me if I knew anything about the leak. I smiled. Sipped my orange juice. Said, "Maybe you should ask Brad." He didn't laugh this time. No scotch. No smugness, just silence. And I wasn't done yet. Because Derek didn't just deserve to lose his job. He deserved to lose the one thing he truly valued. His reputation. And oh, was I just getting started. Revenge isn't loud. It whispers. It creeps. And when it finally hits, it's too late for apologies. Derek thought the worst was over. A formal warning, some PR damage, a temporary bruise on his perfect little LinkedIn profile. But I wasn't aiming for bruises. I wanted scars. Let's rewind a bit. Before I left his guest house, I took something. Not furniture, not his watch collection, something much more valuable. His laptop. Derek was the kind of guy who thought passwords were for poor people. Everything was auto-logged. Email, cloud drive, Slack. Even the group chat with his partners titled Money Men Only. So subtle. And in there, buried between bad jokes and questionable memes, were messages. Lots of them about insider tips, shady stock trades, whispers of deals before they were public. Illegal? Oh, absolutely. Traceable? Only if someone sent it all to the right people. So I did. SEC, IRS. 3 different finance blogs. I even sent a copy to his wife, just for dramatic flair. And then I sat back, watched it unfold like the third act of a thriller. Derek went from boardroom meetings to attorney consultations in under a week. His firm cut ties so fast they didn't even let him clean out his desk. His face, once all over their website, vanished like a magician's assistant. He tried to play innocent. Victim. Said someone hacked him. Of course someone did. Me. But who was going to believe the guy who laughed at sexual harassment? Who called women distractions in private emails? Who literally typed the words, "No one gets caught if we..." I'll shut up, Natalie and I. We watched it all unfold from a cheap motel outside Milwaukee. It wasn't glamorous, but it was quiet, safe, free. We ordered Chinese food. Watched Derek's face pop up on the evening news. The anchor said pending investigation. I said, cheers. Then Natalie looked at me and asked, so, what now? Good question. Because the thing about revenge is, once you've had your taste, you either stop or you upgrade. So we upgraded. Natalie got a grant to launch a non-profit. Helps women report workplace harassment without going through corporate nonsense. I built the website, handled the PR, wrote the mission statement in one long night fueled by coffee and catharsis. We called it Red Line, because every story has a line, and when someone crosses it, we drag them back across it.